your passion is stealing from you. I used to think that because I felt so passionately about things, it meant that I cared more than others. I would step in to defend myself, my friends, my colleagues, and anyone else who wasn't vocal enough to speak up for themselves. And I would push through the lump in my throat and hold back the tears from falling so I didn't look weak. Now put me up against a bully, a misogynist, or a narcissist, and I'll tell them exactly where they can go. And this is what I see with so many people who have a lot of empathy for others. They know what it's like to live in a cruel world. And so they fight to protect others from experiencing that same cruelty. And it's this desire to show others that people care that motivates you to speak out. So you defend against attacks because you would never hurt somebody like that. So you enter into battles that ultimately drain you of your mental, physical, and emotional capacity. You give your whole self to a situation. And because you care so much, you run to the defense of anyone you think needs it. And you give and you give and you give until you are so worn down that you don't want to feel anything anymore. I'm here to remind you that you are in control of your story. You deserve to give your energy how and where you want to. You don't have to be drawn into a situation because your passion drives you there. See, being passionate does not mean that you don't get to choose how you show up. Whether your mind recognizes it or not, your body is in defense mode in these moments. Because you care does not mean that you aren't acting in a triggered state. Now, as someone who's experienced burnout from being pulled around by my own passion, I know how it feels when you reach that point of apathy. But as someone who is full of passion and energy and zest for life and who just cares so much, I also know that it's possible to not recognize the difference between passion and reaction. See, having big emotions does not mean that you are feeling your feelings. When you react to what's going on in the world around you and you're pushed and pulled in whatever direction your triggered nervous system moves you, you're not coming from a place of passion. When you learn that emotions are meant to be felt and they are not in control of telling your story, then you will understand what passion really looks like. When you learn how to use your emotions to think instead of thinking with your emotions, you will learn what feeling your feelings really looks like. You are a human being who is meant to feel your feelings and not be controlled by them. So when you feel your feelings and you sit with them and you allow them to flow through you, when that feeling passes, you genuinely feel as though you've taken care of yourself. You feel like you did something kind for yourself. But when you're moved by a triggered reaction, at the end of that, you feel drained. Now, people who fight to defend others have likely grown up in a world where their voices weren't heard and their feelings weren't validated. And this caused these people to develop a mindset of nobody cares as much as I do. So they will do whatever it takes to prevent other people from experiencing the pain of feeling uncared for. But it wasn't until I learned about triggered reactions that I realized my idea of what passion is actually not. I had a skewed understanding of what it means to care. Emotional outbursts were normal for me. Big reactions were normal for me. And I realized that not having to fight to be seen and heard was a privilege when it should be a right. You have the right to enjoy your time on this planet. You have the right to be healthy and happy. The secret is to connect your head and your heart. You're a person who feels so much, but your feelings do not control you. You are not a ball on a string that swings around mindlessly with no control over which direction you go, how you respond, or when you stop. And although you may be full of passion and love speaking up for what you believe in, that's not enough to sustain you. If you want to continue to show up and care for people and do the things that you are truly passionate about, then you must learn to see yourself as the narrator of your own story. But you must learn that until you heal, you will not always be a reliable narrator. You must learn how to recognize when you are viewing the world through your own conditioning or through your own hurt. You must learn that having passion for something or caring for something is not proportional to how greatly you react to it. You must learn that you deserve to experience life on your terms. You deserve a life that fills your cup. And if your passion is stealing from you, then you're not speaking up for yourself. You're not defending yourself, and you can't do the same for others. You cannot live a life that feels good for you if you are acting in a way that does harm to you.